Hi, Roger Griffiths here with our continuing coverage of election 2025. Want to talk to you a little bit about the exclusion today of the Green Party from our leaders' debate. So if you haven't seen the news in the last 24 hours, there are reports that the Leaders' Debates Commission has decided to disinvite the Green Party. There's a backstory here that I think is important for people to understand. It points to some real problems with the Leaders' Debates Commission. And while I'm not a huge fan of the Green Party, I think some fundamental unfairness towards the Green Party in terms of its now inability to participate in either the English language or French language election debates, which will surely have an impact on its showing in the polls. So what's happened exactly? Well, before the election, roughly 30 days before the election, the Debates Commission, which is a government agency, selects which parties will be invited onto the stage, both tonight in French and tomorrow in English in Montreal. There are three criteria that these organizations, each of these political parties, must meet in order to end up on the debate stage. They have to have some representation in Parliament. They have to have some minimum standing in public opinion polls. It's a very low number. And they have to show that they are going to nominate a significant number of candidates in a significant number of ridings across Canada. And as long as they meet two of those three requirements, they are on the debate stage, according to the Commission's rules. So what happened is that the Commission, before the election, reached out to the parties and asked them, well, how many candidates do you have nominated? The Green Party indicated that it had close to 300 candidates, so well over the threshold to meet that important criteria that the Commission had set out. They also obviously met the criteria that they have seats in the Parliament of Canada, two of them. By last count. So it didn't even matter whether their polling numbers were high enough or not. They had two of the significant three requirements that the Commission demands of all parties to be on the stage. So, as we've all seen and reported in the media over the last number of weeks, the Green Party was preparing, along with the Bloc Québécois, the NDP, the Conservatives, and the Liberals to appear on the French and English debate stages this week. Well, suddenly, something's happened in the last 24 hours. They've been disinvited. Why? Well, we have to go to the Commission once again to figure this out. It seems that the Commission arbitrarily has decided to rewrite its rules of inclusion at the proverbial 11th hour, just before tonight's French language debate. Reports in the media over the last few days have indicated that the Greens, for strategic reasons, have decided not to move forward with candidate nominations in up to 100 ridings. This is to avoid vote splitting that could, in the words of the Green Party, advantage the Conservative Party of Pierre Poilievre. So this was a tactical decision of the Green Party. The Elections Commission, the Leaders' Debates Commission, again, has arbitrarily, out of the blue, decided that on the result of the Greens' decision to make this kind of tactical choice to scale back their number of nominees, that the party no longer meets this requirement that had been previously set out in the rules that created the Commission and that the Commission has interpreted for the last three elections, that having over 90% of all ridings in Canada have a candidate nominated for your party, in this case, the Green Party. The Greens have obviously said, look, this is a tactical decision. We made this decision after the election. You approved us before the election on the basis that we were going to move forward with these 300 candidates. we've decided not to. There's nothing in the commission's rule book to say that we can't make a tactical change, a mid-campaign or early campaign decision about how many candidates we're going to run and in what ridings. But here we have it. We have a government commission that has decided that this party's decision during the writ period is now in the violation of a new rule that they have created to prevent the Greens from appearing at the polls tonight. And that new rule, stated in a press release that they issued today, effectively says that candidates and parties that do make these tactical decisions to kind of withdraw or scale back their total number of nominated candidates are now ineligible for inclusion in the debates because this is not in the service of viewers and voters who then won't have the opportunity in their ridings to vote for those candidates. And look, you can take that argument at face value. You may feel it's bad for the Greens to pull back and not have nominated candidates in all the ridings or enough ridings to meet the debate commission's criteria. But again, that was a decision that the Green Party made after the election was started, after the Leaders Commission approved in a separate statement, and again, as recently as yesterday, 24 hours ago, that the Green Party had met their criteria because they had 30 days before the election indicated that they were going forward with a full slate of 200, 300 plus odd nominees, which again met the letter of the rule that the commission had established. So I'll just wrap this all up for you. I don't really think the Green Party should be on the debate stage. They're kind of a distraction, both in Parliament, to be honest, and at the debates. They will never form government. They're not even particularly important, frankly, to determining if a minority government can govern with their support or not, because they have so few MPs. But I do support people following the rules. And I do think it's unfair that the Green Party at the last minute has had the proverbial rug pulled out from under them by this government commission on the basis of a change in the rules, which this new rule didn't exist in any rule book prior to today. So it's not that the Green Party could have known that this was, but that by being more tactical about their nominations, they were at risk of losing their spot in the debates. No one explained that to them. That wasn't on the commission's website. It wasn't in the order in council that originally established the commission in 2019. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a debate tonight and tomorrow with 4 leaders on stage. The Green Party will not be present, and I think this all just suggests that the time has come for this commission to go. It has organized up to this point in 2019 and 2021 2 rounds of leaders' debates in French and English, which have universally been panned by the media, by critics, by viewers, as not in the service of viewers. Maybe they're going to do a better time this election, maybe not, but they seem to be increasingly operating with arbitrary rules that no one can understand because they're not written down anywhere, but they have pretty serious consequences for a really important part of our election, which is our leaders' debates. These are the moments, the few moments that are left in our collective political and media culture where the country comes together in French and English and weighs its parties and its leaders before they go to vote. We didn't need this controversy around these debates, and we don't need this commission. The last decades, since the 1960s, when televised debates came to Canada, all of them, up until 2019, were organized privately with no government involvement by either television networks, voluntary organizations and groups, newspapers, and it's only really under the Trudeau government in the last 10 years that we've decided to bring election debates into government and make this effectively a government program. While it isn't very well run, it's pretty darn expensive, and I think it's time, alas, for the commission to go. This is my view here at The Hub. You can read my full essay and commentary on this topic on The Hub right now at www.thehub.ca. We'll be providing you with ongoing coverage of the French and English language debates in the days to come. So tune back into our YouTube channel to catch our POV on what's been happening on these debate stages, and also look for all kinds of great writing and analysis on our website. Until then, bye-bye.